if in JavaScript you write // here you can write something called a comment. Comment is something that will not affect the flow of the program at all. It's only for us to read as humans. It's just something to help us out so that we can kind of write notes within our code file. And I'm going to use this to write kind of definitions and explanations. So I'm going to call this section variables. Okay, so a variable is a named place in the computer's memory, which we can refer to, and we can store a value there. And this is useful because, as you can see right here, we've printed 54 in the console, but that's not super useful. Like, what can we do with that information, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out of here. I'm going to write here, let x equal, and actually I'm not going to paste it. I'm just going to write 100, right? And now in here, instead of writing that long string, I can just write x, right? And you can imagine this might be useful because now we've got something that we can work with, right? We've got like a small building block of a program. So if I go to the next line here and I can write x equals x plus 10. There we go. So I can kind of operate on this value, and I have an easy way to refer to it. And I'll give you an example of why this might be useful. Let's say instead of it being x, let's see if I have, I don't know, number of, let's call it money. Let's just call it money. Right, so here we go. Money equals money plus 10. Now we have some value, and we can imagine that if this is a video game, let's say, that we could probably say at some point, if something happens, then money equals money minus 1, right? Like if we spend some money, then the money goes down. And if you work, then the money goes up. So this is like, you can start to imagine, it's useful to be able to refer to things as variables. This is what they call this, a variable. And it lets us store information somewhere in a way which is easy for us to access and modify again and again and again. So that's a variable. Now I'm going to explain something called types. Forgot to make that a comment, so it's giving me a warning. Okay, types. What is a type? So I'll also just quickly write a definition up here. A variable is a named place in memory which stores some value. And also another small thing about that, a variable can be changed, which means that, we're able to, once we've said what it is, we can change it. That's why it's called a variable, because it can vary once it's been created.